Domestic violence can be one of the most difficult types of situations to talk about and escape from. Sadly, it can happen to anyone. No one deserves to be with an abuser, and no one deserves to be abused. This is why we believe to share these types of stories to help anyone out there to be able to walk away. As you know, this is a place of peace and healing through talk. My name is Maria Chike Benjamin, and I am your host. On the show with us today, we have an audacious woman who's speaking against her oppressor at the top of her lungs. Let's give a warm welcome to Ramatu Muhammad. Welcome on the show, Ramatu.
Thank you.
I'm always in awe of powerhouses like you who refuse to be silent, you know, in a society that tells them they must be silent to be able to stay alive or survive in the society. So thank you so much for gracing us with your presence. So before we dive into your story fully, can we have a little bit of your family, your educational background, you know, your upbringing?
I'm Ramatu Muhammad from Kano State. I'm the last child of my family. I attended both my primary school, secondary school, and tertiary institution there in Kano State. I'm a mother of 3 and a victim of domestic violence.
So what age did you get married to your husband?
I got married at the age of 22.
22?
Yes.
Okay. How did you meet your husband?
I met him in my father's house there.
Your father's house?
Yes.
Okay.
Because both my late dad, of blessed memory, with his dad, a childhood friend. So he do come to my house.
Okay.
So he saw me there and he spoke with my dad, and my dad agreed.
Okay.
We did courtship for 8 years before I got married to him. Then I got married to him when he had nothing. He was not even working. But he was a graduate for 7 years looking for a job. But after we got married, 3 days later, he got a job.
Nice.
With the Nigerian police force.
Okay.
After then, he left me in Kano, came here to Lagos to attend a training with Police College Ikeja there. He spent 11 months years in Lagos here, while I was there in Kano.
By yourself?
Yes.
No children at this point?
No children.
Okay.
Because it was just 3 days after we married that he got married. He got the job. After the training, I was now posted to Benue State.
Okay.
I was all alone in Kano because I was still schooling then.
Yes.
When I graduated, I now joined him there in Benue State. We stayed there for 5 years. After then, he was now posted to Kano again. We now relocated back to Kano. When we went to Kano, he had nothing. Even to pay house rent, he was unable to pay house rent. I spent 6 months with my parents. He was hanging with his friends. After then I spoke with my dad that I don't like the way we stay in the same separate house with my husband. I want him to give me money to get a house for him.
Okay.
So he spoke to my elder sister. I went there, she gave me money, which we used in renting a house. We both stayed there together. After like 3 months, he told me that we should just pack out of that place. I said, what happened? He said, no, he wants to change location, that place is very close to my parents' house, not knowing that I want to get married, without telling me.
Wow.
Yes.
And before all of this, you guys were fine, everything?
Yeah, okay. When he changed location to another area, there in Kano State there, he got married.
And you found out how?
Yes, it was a day to the wedding, he told me.
Wow, okay. And what did you say?
I said nothing because it is permitted in Islam. I'm a Muslim.
Right, yes.
So I didn't say anything. He got married. After then, not up to a year again, he got married to another wife.
Okay. And you were still his wife?
I'm still his first wife. I never go anywhere.
And how was he getting money? How was he marrying these wives, and where were you guys living?
I was living at that house we packed to.
Okay.
Yes. You know, before he even got married to the second one, he asked us to pack again from that place. We packed to another area.
Okay.
that we must live together with this third one he's getting married to.
Okay.
We stayed in the same house, problem here and there every day, beating.
That's when. So when exactly did
this beating started? When he got married to the
first one.
First one.
Was it only you he was beaten?
Yes, because we're not staying in the same house with the other lady.
Right.
He won't come home. He always stays there. And whenever I talk, he'll come back. He'll beat me up. He won't take care of the children. He
Okay,
won't
so
give
by
us
then you
food.
already had children.
Yes. I had 3 kids before he started getting married. And there was a time when I told my parents, they asked me to stop asking him for food, money for food and for my children upbringing. After a while, I don't know what happened between him and his second wife. They got separated.
How long?
For like 2 years.
And all these 2 years you were all by yourself?
Yeah.
He never came to visit? He never came to sleep over?
He doesn't come. After that one left, he got married to the third
wife.
The other one. So we were living in the same house with her.
All 3 of you? Him, yourself, and third wife?
Yes. We were together every day, fighting, quarreling, because he's not buoyant enough to take care of both of us.
Yes.
So
was she also fighting him?
She's also fighting him. What happened is, this last time, I left there now for over a year now, but he has not looked for me. I was inside my room. I had my first son crying, shouting. He was beating him. As a mother, I went there. I was not asking my first son that, what happened? What did you do that your daddy was beating you like this? Before you know, he was beating that boy with one wire like that. He started using it to hit my face, started beating me with those wire. Without even doing anything, just because I asked my son that, what did you do that your daddy was beating you? He was beating me, all my faces. I even have evidence on my phone. This, my husband of 13 years, turned me into a punching bag at every slight opportunity. He humiliates me, beats me up in presence of my kids and his other wives. He has no regard for my person. And whenever I complain, he'll beat me up. Since he believes he's a first man, he's a police officer, he's above the law, nobody can talk to him.
Did you tell your parents? Did
Yes.
they try to intervene?
Yes, they did. But he won't stop.
He won't listen to them.
I even went ahead and reported him to the Commissioner of Police there in Kano State.
What gave you that courage to go and do that?
He has been doing it, so I wanted to stop. I wanted to stop. At least I want someone to come in.
Did you ever think of leaving your marriage?
I left there for like 2 to 3 times. I'll go home, spend like 4 or 5 months.
He'll come and beg you?
He'll come and beg, then I'll go back because of the kids.
You left him with the kids?
Yes, I left him with the kids. But the last one, and when I reported him, he was called to the commissioner's office. They asked what happened. They all said what happened. Then the commissioner of police now said, okay, that please, they don't advise couples to divorce. That what they do, that we should reconcile. Instead of him to apologize, he left me there in the commissioner's office. Yes,
this was in Kano?
Yes, in Kano there. Without the man saying anything, he left me there. From there, I still went back to my parents' house. This a year plus now. I've not said my husband him. I never came to apologize. And my kids are still with him. Yes.
So you can't get access to your kids at all?
I can't. Even my mom that do go there to check on them, he stopped her from going there.
And he's still with the third wife?
He got married again.
So the fourth one?
The fourth one.
Did the third one leave him?
They are all there now. The 3 wives are there now. Because
Second,
that
third,
second
and
one has
fourth.
come back.
The second came back?
Yes. So they are all 3 now in the house there.
With your children?
With my children.
And you have 3 children for him?
Yes, they are all there.
Do you work?
No, I'm job hunting, still looking for work.
Okay.
That was why I didn't go for those children. Because even if I should carry them, I can't take care of them for now. I'm not doing anything.
Yes.
That was why I left him with those children. So last year, December, he started tracking my number, started tracking my location. So any number I come in contact with as a sub-target, when you track someone's number, there's a number you communicate with almost.
Okay.
So that person is your sub-target. So he started sending those people messages that they ran away with his wife, that they stole his wife, this and that he started threatening them, sending them mails. Now, then all those people that I'm looking for job.
in
their place. They are going there, saying that I'm a wicked woman. I ran away. I left my 3 kids, this and that. So many things. That was why I took the case to court. I reported him to the court. Sharia court there in Kano.
So the case is currently in court?
Yes, the case is currently in court. The first court sitting was on the 24th of January. I was present. He didn't come. He was not present, but he sent in a lawyer. When we were called, the lawyer stood up for him that he said he will not be available, but that we please give him time for reconciliation. That was what the lawyer said.
Would you like to reconcile?
No.
You're definitely sure this is it?
Yeah. Then the judge gave him 3 weeks for him to come so that we can reconcile. But because when the judge said it, I said, no, I don't want. I've been at home for a year now. He never came.
Yeah.
The lawyer now said, no, that in court, they always give them the grace. I said, okay. I went home. We spent that 3 weeks. He didn't come and he didn't send any of his family members. Then we resumed court on the 15th of February. When we went for the second court sitting, he didn't attend and he didn't send anybody. He didn't send in any lawyer. When they called us again, I was present. They asked me, where was he? I said, I don't know. I've not heard from him. Did he come? I said, no. Did he send anyone? I said, no. And I said, okay, that they will send in somebody to go and arrest him. That they've adjourned the case to 16th of March. Since then, I've not heard from them. When I called them from the court that I've arrested him, they were saying, no, he's a superior officer, that it will take time. They can't just go to his office and arrest him, this and that. I mean, they have been wasting my time. I'm always at the court, but him, he won't come.
So Ramatu, I've been meaning to ask you, out of all of this, what are you trying to achieve? Are you willing to stay in your marriage? Do you want your marriage to work? Are you trying to work on your marriage or...?
No, I'm no longer interested in the marriage. All I want is the divorce.
Okay.
And when I'm settled or I've gotten something to do, then I'll go back for those kids.
Okay.
Because I know they are not doing well.
Okay. And how has this whole abuse that you've experienced, how has it made you feel as a woman?
I feel so bitter. And since I don't have anyone to fight for me, I've been using it against him.
And you want to achieve justice? You want to just leave him and just move on?
No, I want justice. Okay.
I know you did state that during, his episodes of hitting or abusing you physically, you've injured yourself in different places.
Yes.
Are they terribly bad?
Yes. Even the last one, I was admitted in the hospital and I was told I had internal injury.
How did that happen? Can you talk us through what happened?
Because when he was hitting me, after all the bruises on my face, I was lying down lifelessly on the floor, shouting, looking for help, no one to help me. He was hitting me on my stomach, matching me. That was how I sustained an internal injury. Internal injury. Yes. And
have they managed to help you sort that out?
Yes.
You're healed?
Yes, I'm healed. I'm okay now. It's over a year now.
Over a year. And why, your parents, I know they're very much involved in your life and, you go back home. Why do they keep letting you go back to him when he comes to apologize?
Because of those children. I was always told to stay with my children, that a mother is supposed to stay with her children no matter what.
Yes.
So I've been going back because of those children. That was about this last time I said, no, I have to live for them. Because the last hitting was so much that I don't know I will survive. And I said, okay, I didn't mean I'm no more. Those children will still survive and they will still live. That was why I said, okay, this last time, I'm not going back again. Let me stay for them. What triggers
his do you guys get into a verbal argument? Like, what triggers it before he starts behaving like the monster he is?
Like this last one I told you, I don't have any misunderstanding with him, no any argument, no any quarreling. He was hitting my son. When I went out to ask him that, what happened? I was even asking the boy, not him, the father. Then he now started hitting me. That was what happened. We were not fighting before.
And does he constantly hit your children as well?
My kids?
Yeah.
Yes, the first one, especially the first one.
Okay.
Yes. As if it's let me say, transfer of aggression.
Yes.
Yes.
So I know you stated that he's married 3 more wives, including you. You're also the first, but all of you are 4 wives altogether. Yes. Does he hit his other wives?
Yes. Even presently, I'm not in the house. The last wife, she called me, so I communicate with her. She just gave birth, 3 weeks ago? Mm-hmm. Not up to 3 days, he hit her. She told me she was crying. I even have evidence on my phone.
Of her as well?
Yes, we have a voice
video call,
voice chat with her. That I just hated her. She just gave birth 3 days ago. I said, what happened? He said, what did he even ask her to do? That she said she can't do it, that she's still carrying a small baby. Before he started hitting her. My children are not even safe in that house. You know, they are all boys.
Yes.
And whatever they grow up, see their father doing,
they'll follow suit.
Follow him.
Yeah.
So they are not even safe in that house.
So you did mention that, you know, he usually hits you in front of your children as well.
Yes.
What's his relationship like with your children?
Yes,
is he a good father regardless? Like, is he playful?
He's playful with his kids. He's playful with them.
He's a good father?
Yes.
So all along, before you guys met, obviously you stated he didn't have any money, he didn't have anything coming for him. So how is his financial status now?
He's okay now.
How did that come about?
Because it started, I told you, when we got married, he was not working, but later I got the job with the Nigerian police force. So he's a salary earner.
Okay.
And it's okay now.
But even after you guys got married and you moved back to Kano, you had to beg your parents for them to pay your rent because you said
what happened
he didn't have money.
He did, when we were in Benue State, he did conversion. He was a specialist before.
Okay.
So he converted to general duty.
Okay.
So they went for training for like 5 months.
So his salary became higher, change of rank.
But when he came back, he now relocated to Kano. That was when he don't have any money because he used all his money during that training.
Okay. Okay. And do you have siblings at home?
No, I'm the last child of my family.
Okay, so everyone's married and they're
all married.
Do you have brothers? Did they ever try to speak to him, man to man? Or?
One thing is that he don't listen to anyone. He don't respect any of my family. As if this uniform of a thing is making him to feel as if nobody can talk to him. All he always said is that I'm a police officer. I ruled like more than 2,000 to 3,000 people in the office. Why will a woman? Why can't he talk to a woman? You know, that kind of thing.
He belittles you. Yes. Okay. So before, you said you guys were courting for 8 years.
Yes.
During these 8 years, did you see any of these?
No.
Okay. He was a sweet man.
He was okay then. He has never hated me, even for once. All of this started when he started getting married.
Did anything about you change?
No. I never... some women, when they are about to get married, you see them making noise, fighting. I don't do that.
Okay, because you still wanted peace.
Yes, because I believe as a Muslim, they are entitled to marry 4 wives. So I've never stopped him.
Okay.
I've never.
Did you ever one day sit him down and talk to him softly, one-on-one? Why are you doing all of this? Why me?
He won't even give you that time.
So you didn't have that sort of relationship anymore? No, did he used to sexually be with you?
When he likes.
And you would let him?
Yeah.
How has this affected you mentally as a woman?
It's
Are you willing to love again?
No.
No?
Maybe when I'm healed.
Yes, when you're healed. What process are you taking to be healed? What are you? How are you trying to set yourself with your healing process?
Like what I said, that was why I'm looking for something to do to get me busy so I can forget my past.
Yes.
When I go out, maybe with people, maybe I'll not forget all those things, then I'll not move on.
Yes. What did you study at school, at university?
BSc Geography.
Geography.
Yes.
Do you have any word of advice to women out there who might be going through exactly the same thing that you've been through?
The advice I'll have for them is let them speak up. Staying in a domestic violent home is not advisable. If you're in that house, you might die one day. But when you go out, you take care of yourself, you get something doing, then you cannot take care of your children. But living in a domestic violent home is not advisable. You can lose your life in that process because I never knew I would survive in this last one.
So Ramatu, before we round up today's episode, and we're so thankful for you coming on board, we do have a surprise guest who has been listening to you at the back. He's heard all your story and he's someone you love very much because you did mention a few people to us.
Yeah.
So please, ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the amazing actor, Deyemi Okanlawon. Thank you so much, Deyemi, for coming on Healing with Maria. It's such a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. And thank you so much for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
It's heartbreaking, you know, when we hear stories of abuse, when we hear stories, you know, that survivors like yourself have had to go through. And it's really unfortunate. But I think everybody should, first of all, clap their hands for you. Yeah, it takes a lot to still stand strong and to still be able to voice out, you know, speak and even inspire others and encourage others, you know, who may be going through the same thing. So thank you very much. I really appreciate you and thank you. Strong.
Thank you. We don't think you're a bad mother. You know, you're like you yourself quoted, you know, if you were dead, God forbid, they'd still be living with their father. So you might as well save yourself and hopefully justice will come in place. We're so proud of your courage, Ness, and, you know, not having to put up with someone thinking you're the punching bag because you're not a slave. You're a beautiful, hardworking woman. You deserve to be loved properly and not being abused. Women, we have something powerful about us. And I'm proud of you that you've recognized that and you want to do better for yourself.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Anyone out there who may be going through, you know, this same situation, going through domestic violence of any kind, whether you're a man or you're a woman, I think the first thing anyone should do is to first separate themselves from the environment of the abuser. Only the living can fight, you know?
100%.
Yes.
Right? So, I thank you for coming here, you know, to find a measure of healing. Again, men and women across this country have shared their stories, and we want more people to come out, to step out, to tell people you can deal with this, you can make a decision, you know, whatever solution comes out of it, whether you remain permanently away from that person or the person gets some kind of healing on their own and therapy, and then you eventually, you know, decide how to live the rest of your life. But it's really important that as a person, for yourself first, then for your children, and then for everybody else who loves you, you separate yourself and make sure that you're safe. Very important. And I thank you again, you know, for having done that and for being so courageous, being so brave. You are what a Nigerian woman truly should be.
Thank you, sir. And we've come to the end of today's episode on Healing with Maria. Ramatu's story has been an incredible tale of strength, courage, and resilience, and we're definitely rooting for her. A big thank you as well to Hyacinth Global for connecting us to Ramatu. If you or someone you know is in an unsafe situation, please reach out to agencies like Hyacinth Global, who are ready to lend you a helping hand. Before we go, here's something I'd like to leave you with. Trauma may happen to you, but it can never define you. Until next time, I will always be your host on Healing with Maria, and my name is Maria Chike Benjamin.